lot of people also said that, Singham was a very rooted cop. He had issues very local that affects a common man.
Right.
Suddenly, this Singham has gone to doing things that are beyond what a common man can relate to sitting and watching here, say, for example.
Rohit Shetty touch, he's a master when it comes to masala entertainers, was somewhere lacking or was muted. That's what my opinion is about Singham again. It's a huge brand. Yeah, and with a massive cast like that, getting 2 actors is difficult in today's time. But when you have so many actors in a film, I think it's a very tough thing.
I also asked Rohit Shetty that why this clash. He said, "मेरी film में रामायण था, तो मेरे को तो दिवाली पे आना ही था."
Right.
But ultimately, though, it should work and business should happen. What would you like to tell producers if they are watching?
First of all, the producers are more wise. They are very wise enough to take their own decisions.
Sure, yes.
But if you ask my humble opinion, I would say that avoid clashes in the future. No point clashing. I've realized it. I mean, I've seen those clashes in the past also.
Coming to Pushpa 2, sky high expectations थी. पहले ही लोगों को पता था कि this is going to be the best and this will going to create fire in the industry, and it lived up to the expectations.
Yes, part 2 किसी भी फिल्म का बहुत खतरनाक होता है. पुष्पा का इतना कामयाब होना कई एक्टर्स को नाइटमेयर आ जाएंगे, आ गए होंगे. सॉरी,
I'm sure.
फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में कई प्रोड्यूसर्स को पसीने छूट गए होंगे. आई कैन गारंटी यू, अगर पुष्पा की स्क्रिप्ट किसी मुंबई के एक्टर को सुनाई गई होती ना, अधिकतम लोग उसे रिजेक्ट कर दिया होता. और उन्होंने राइटर को कहा होता ये जिस दरवाजे से आए हो उस दरवाजे से बाहर निकलो.
What is Ranbir Kapoor's filmography and slate looking like?
Well, every time I talk about Ranbir Kapoor, and I think that he's something else. If there's one actor who I would single out from the Hindi film industry, apart from Shah Rukh and Salman, and the mass power that they have, it's Ranbir Kapoor.
Wow. He's proven it.
He's proven it. With due respect to all his contemporaries, and I would like to name them, Ranveer Singh, Kartik, Aaryan, Varun Dhawan, Siddharth Malhotra,
Tiger Shroff and all
Tiger
the young.
Shroff. Sorry, all you guys. Ranbir Kapoor is miles ahead of you all. So, I don't want to be politically correct and not name them. So, let me name them.
Since his per day collections are much bigger than, say, a Jawan and a Pathan also, why in this year we can't say he's bigger than Shah Rukh Khan?
See, Shah Rukh Khan, there is consistency.
So, many years of work.
Yeah, there's Pathan as well as Jawan, which have both delivered 500 crores. Yes, this film is going on some crazy level right now. I'm not denying that. But it's a bit too early to compare him with Shah Rukh Khan. Shah Rukh Khan, the numbers in overseas are huge again.
Talking about Kartik Aaryan, he comes across on all this as a big solo hero who took on all these stars. There was a clash and one will win. He won and this puts him back in the top game.
Yes, I think Kartik is definitely... this film has actually benefited him. Because... yes, he's had hits in the past. Even during Bhool Bhulaiya 2, there was a section of audience, or there was a section within the industry who said that, who felt that, nahi, Akshay Kumar would have been better. There was this debate going on constantly because Akshay was there in part 1. But now everyone has been silent.
There were Khans and then Hrithik Roshan came, and now you always speak about Ranbir Kapoor and his talent. Is there a next superstar that you have seen some potential?
Ranbir Kapoor. It brings me back to just one person. Unfortunately, we don't have that kind of those kind of actors who have the reach. In Kartik has got that. He has taken that step forward. He's reached out to the masses in Bhool Bhulaiya 3.
Right.
So he's there. But the thing is that consistency jo hona hai na. My only request to Ranbir is, my only request, कि आप जग्गा जासूस जैसी क्रैप फिल्में नहीं करें. ऐसी हॉरिबल फिल्में करेंगे तो आपकी फिल्मोग्राफी पे दाग लगता जाएगा. और जो आपने इतनी मेहनत की है, जिस मकाम पे आज पहुंचे हैं, ऐसी फिल्में, ऐसी वाहियात फिल्में आपको वापस नीचे लेके जाएगी. So it's better that he doesn't work in those kind of films. He works in films that take him to the masses, to the audience. आप फिल्में किसके लिए बना रहे हैं? Hi, this is Taran Adarsh and you're watching this interview on Bollywood Hungama only.
Welcome to Bollywood Hungama. I'm Rohit Khilnani, the most respected name in film trade business and in the movie business. Taran Adarsh, we are back.
Thank you very much, Rohit. Very kind of you for such a kind introduction, actually. Yes.
Thank you so much. And every time I come, the business has changed. Yes. So I have so much to ask.
That's the beauty of this business, that box office is very unpredictable. And, जो पहले हुआ होगा 3 महीने पहले या 1 महीने पहले, today it would be completely different. Right. And I guess that's the beauty of this business, where people don't know what's going to happen next.
Right. Yeah. We have come at a time when Pushpa 2 is doing really well, but we'll come to that since we have some catch up to do. I'm going to take you back to the Diwali releases, Hungama and Bhool 3.
Yes.
These were the films we spoke about last time when they were going to release.
Right.
Today, what is your assessment out of all these?
Well, my assessment, I've always felt that, it's okay for two films to clash and it's a democracy. And I have said that, a holiday period can accommodate that. And it has happened in the past, where 2 or maybe more films have come in during a festival or a non-festival and have worked at the box office. But this time, the problem is the negativity that comes in. Negativity on social media, negativity within the film industry. And within the film industry, as in both the distributors are fighting with each other to get the screens and the shows. And there are a lot of stories, I don't want to get into that. But having said that, I think it's not a right step now, because I feel that there was so much of bitterness, there's so much of negativity. I have always felt that when you make a film, and you release it, it calls for celebration, because आपने अपनी जिंदगी के बहुत कीमती 2, 2.5, 3, शायद 1 साल दिए हैं उस फिल्म को, and when you're releasing it and there's so much of negativity happening, instead of celebrating, you are in a very foul mood, you are in a very your mood has gone for a toss, and you are not just smiling, you don't know what's happening. So I guess a situation like that is something that needs to be avoided. Also, at the same time, I feel clashes today are not too healthy in terms of numbers. As I said, the screens and shows get divided, and that reflects in the business. Bhool Bhulaiya has done very well. Singham again could have done much better. I feel had the potential, but then when I look back, I feel Bhool Bhulaiya, of course. I think one of the reasons why Bhool Bhulaiya still has an edge is because that was a solo hero film. And the other side had so many actors, yes. And for Kartik Aaryan to really stand out and deliver those numbers, of course, I wouldn't say that it is entirely his contribution.
It's a franchise.
Yeah, it's a franchise, yes. That's the most important part. There was Madhuri Dixit, there was Vidya Balan, there was Tripti Dimri, there was the fantastic supporting cast. It was well promoted, the songs are excellent. So overall, it was a good package that came to the audience, and they lapped it up. But on the other hand, you have Singham again, which was more of action and drama. The focus on music was missing. I did mention that the music should have been stronger, but chalo, that's beside the point. And also a couple of, we'll come to Pushpa later, but there's one line in Pushpa, Jhukega nahi, which was there in the first part, and which is there in second part. So had this dialogue not been there in the second part, I would have been disappointed.
Okay, yeah.
So why I'm mentioning Pushpa is why am I mentioning Pushpa in Singham is because in Singham में एक dialogue था, आता माझी सटकली. And when I saw the film, I was wondering what dialogue मैंने miss किया या मुझे सुनाई नहीं.
Such a popular dialogue.
Yeah, they should have used that dialogue. And those fiery sequences, somewhere I felt when the dialogue comes in, were missing. So that was one observation that I had post-release. And when I spoke to a lot of exhibitors post-release, the theatre people, and they were in touch with the audience. So the audience was also saying, "Ki wo dialogue kahan hai?" So I feel that somewhere, and again coming back to Pushpa, I saw some clips where people are going, crazy in the theaters when he says flower nahi flower fire hai and fire bhi nahi wildfire hai, and then he says ke, you know, I mean those dialogues and those this expression. Oh yeah, I can't tell you. Yes,
right. You know, a lot of people also said that, you know, Singham was a very rooted cop. He had issues very local that affects the common man.
Right.
Suddenly, this Singham has gone to doing things that are beyond what a common man can relate to, sitting and watching here, say, for example.
Right.
Did you also think that disconnect was there?
Somewhere I feel the writing could have been sharper. Now when I look back, because you know, when you're watching a film, and I watched it a day before the release, so you are in a anyone actually, when you're watching at the last minute, you don't really get the time to absorb and think about it for a long time, because you have to, you know, write your analysis, and you know, you have to write your review. But I feel now that I look back, and it's been 6-7 weeks now, so I feel that certain scenes could have been better, you know, more sharply executed. That Rohit Shetty touch, he's a master when it comes to masala entertainers, was somewhere lacking or was muted. You know, that's what my opinion is about Singham again. It's a huge brand. Yeah, and with a massive cast like that. And I did tell this to Rohit after I saw the film. I said, to get a cast like this on hand is very difficult.
Very difficult, right.
When you have 1 or 2 actors, getting 2 actors is difficult in today's time, but when you have so many actors in a film, I think it's a very tough thing.
Very tough job. You know, talking about the same thing, that one is that there's Akshay Kumar, there's Ajay Devgan, there's Ranveer Singh, Tiger Shroff, and there are actresses, there's Deepika Padukone. There's so much happening, and I'm told action films are expensive. The director is also himself a big star. Rohit Shetty is a very big name. So all this put together makes it an expensive project.
It's a very expensive film. To make an action film requires you have to have an additional budget for that. And that took the kind of action that Rohit Shetty does. But the thing is, as I said, when you look at, again coming back to Pushpa, I don't want to draw parallels there, but when you look at Pushpa, the rawness, the action sequences, and the way they've executed it, I'm sure you watched the film.
Yes.
The introduction itself.
Oh my God. You know, the Japan to port scene.
Bowls you over completely. Yeah. So I feel that Rohit, somewhere something was lacking, and I think maybe it wasn't a bad film, but it could have reached greater heights, I feel.
It could have become bigger.
You
know, talking about Kartik Aaryan, he comes across on all this as a big solo hero who took on all these stars. There was a clash, and one will win. He won, and this puts him back in the top game.
Yes, I think Kartik is definitely. This film has actually benefited him. Because yes, he's had hits in the past. Even during Bhool Bhulaiya 2, there was a section of audience, or there was a section within the industry who said that, you know, who felt that, you know, Akshay Kumar would have been better. There was this debate going on constantly because Akshay was there in part 1. But now everyone has been silenced. Bhool Bhulaiya 2, Bhool Bhulaiya 3 belongs entirely to Kartik Aaryan. He owns the brand now. He owns the brand as an actor, of course. And I think going forward, this brand has only become bigger. So whenever Bhool Bhulaiya 4 comes in, it's going to be huge. Because Bhool Bhulaiya 3 has achieved those kind of numbers with a clash, and a mighty clash. And I think it's a massive achievement for Kartik, for the producers, Bhushan Kumar and Murad Khitani, and the director Anees Bazmi to pull it off, and to have the confidence of releasing the film. With Singham again. They could have said, you know, they could have come up with some excuse that we are going, you know, we are not coming on Diwali, or who wants to clash?
Correct. Nobody
with a mighty opponent like that, and that to a brand. And that to Rohit Shetty, and with such a massive cast. But I guess Kartik Aaryan, coming back to your question, yes, Kartik Aaryan is now there. See, you are known by your Last Friday. I've always said that. And I feel that Kartik Aaryan has delivered those numbers. It's very important to deliver numbers. आप इंटरव्यूज दे दें, आप एयरपोर्ट अपीयरेंसेस कर ले, आपकी पीआर स्किल्स बहुत स्ट्रांग रहे, वो दैट्स बिसाइड्स द पॉइंट, वो तो एक अलग बात होती है. बट देन टू eventually it boils down to your Friday numbers and your weekend numbers and your week one numbers and your lifetime numbers and where your film stands at the end of the day, and that's where Kartik Aaryan has scored brownie points.
Right, because his Friday before that, Chandu Champion, was not a great Friday.
Yeah, it wasn't. Again, I saw this movie a couple of days, 3-4 days, I think, before the release. And the moment I came out, I met the entire team there. And the first thing I told Kartik, I said कि चंदू चैंपियन में तो आपको अवार्ड्स मिलेंगे, पर इस फिल्म में आपको अवार्ड के साथ साथ बॉक्स ऑफिस रिवॉर्ड्स भी मिलेंगे. Because eventually, see, Chandu Champion was a very well made film. And there's no denying that, and he was outstanding in the film. But eventually what happens is when the film doesn't work, all your efforts, I'm sure people will notice him and people will know that there's that spark in him which
and
can
hard
be
work
tapped.
Gone into it.
Yeah, a lot of hard work has gone into it, no denying that, absolutely. But the thing is when you don't get those numbers,
ultimately,
so somewhere it's very disheartening. In fact, this is something that I was discussing with Kabir Khan also when we met some time back at the South Indian Awards. And I told him that it was a beautiful film. And anyway, this is a different topic, but I feel that Kartik has taken a step, he took a step or maybe a couple of steps forward in Chandu Champion. But with Bhool Bhulaiya, it's a leap.
It's a leap.
Yeah, because to play to the masses, play up to the masses and then get those numbers. And the best part is that he post-release also, he went all out to promote the film.
Right.
ऐसा नहीं कि the verdict is out and मैं ये अब promote नहीं करूँगा, let me relax, let me sleep for a couple of days and be okay.
No, he was out there.
He was out there. And that, I think, is a plus. Well, now the real examination begins now. Because for Kartik, there's pressure on his...
what next?
Because he needs to deliver those numbers. And what happens is that, people will compare you by your previous film. And अगर आपने 200 पार किया है या 250 पार किया है, जो भी किया है, and then people will say कि चलो next film also needs to go there. Of course, this was a franchise and this was had that advantage, but let's see now what his next movie is going to be.
Both were masala commercial films for a common man. I'm saying sitting anywhere in India, दोनों commercial films थी, दोनों entertaining लग रही थी. जितने polls हुए, 2/3 people were saying that we will go and watch Singham again. 1/3 people were saying we'll watch Bhool Bhulaiya. Ultimately it changed. Why did people choose that?
Polls एक अलग बात होती है कि हमने भी कर दिया अपने social media page पे कि which film do you wish to watch and people said Singham. उसमें बहुत सारे लोग वोट करते हैं, आपको पता नहीं होता.
Correct.
आज की तारीख में everyone has a social media account. I presume must be having it. And एक वोट डालना सोशल मीडिया पे आम बात है, बट अपनी जेब में हाथ डालना,
टिकट लेना
और पैसे निकालना और पिक्चर देखना वो अलग बात है. सो मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ कि पीपल से, कई एक्टर्स मुझे बोलते हैं, कई प्रोड्यूसर्स बोलते हैं कि वी वेंट टू अ फला मॉल एंड hundreds of people were there. Thousands of people turned up at the mall to see कितना क्रेज बढ़ गया है हमारी पिक्चर का. And I eventually don't tell them on their face, of course, because they would feel very disheartened when I say that. But eventually उन मॉल में से जितने लोग आए थे, वो थिएटर में कितने लोग जाएंगे वो देखना बाकी है. अपनी जेब में हाथ डालना और अपने बटुए से पैसे निकालना और पिक्चर की टिकट खरीदना, ये दो अलग अलग चीजें हैं.
बिल्कुल.
So when you say that इतने लोग, हजारों लोग आए थे मॉल पे, when you say कि my song has got those million hits or my trailer has got and my teaser has got those million hits, that's fine. वो फ्री में है.
Right. True.
आप जब पैसे खर्च करने जाएंगे तब पता चलता है.
Right. We'll move on to Pushpa. So last question for this is, if producers are watching this interview, I also asked Rohit Shetty that why this clash. He said मेरी फिल्म में रामायण था तो मेरे को तो दिवाली पे आना ही था. But ultimately तो it should work and business should happen. What would you like to tell producers if they are watching?
First of all, the producers are more wise. They are very wise enough to take their own decisions.
Sure. Yes.
But if you ask my humble opinion, I would say that avoid clashes in the future. No point clashing. I've realized it. I mean, I've seen those clashes in the past also, but they were not so bitter and so negative. And there was so much of celebration within the industry also. This time the groups were formed.
Yeah.
And for both the films. And एक इस group में था, एक उस group में था, and every time you spoke to them and the other one would counter you and you know कि नहीं ऐसा हो, उसका ऐसा है, उसकी तो ये. So you know, why get into a situation like that?
True.
You know, and I'm sure both the producers would realize that, you know, उनका potential ज़्यादा हो सकता था, बशर्ते वो solo आते. But then who would budge?
Yeah.
Who would make the first move?
Correct.
And जब आप सोचते हैं कि हमने अनाउंस कर दिया है या कोई कहता है कि ये पीरियड हमारे लिए सही है, तो we should go by their judgment. And but when you look at your balance sheet at the end of the day, you would realize that शायद अगर हम सोलो आते तो better.
Right. Coming to Pushpa 2, sky high expectations थी, पहले ही लोगों को पता था कि this is going to be the best and this will going to create fire in the industry, and it lived up to the expectations.
Yes, you know, part 2 किसी भी फिल्म का बहुत खतरनाक होता है, because you carry the baggage of humongous expectations. आपके कंधों पे इतनी बड़ी responsibility होती है to deliver that. Now, Pushpa 1, the first part, बहुत पसंद की गई थी. Obviously, Allu Arjun became a in the Hindi belt. He was always popular, but then after the first part, he became a sensation. People loved him so much as Pushpa Raj. For the second part, the expectations were humongous, and the film actually has shattered all records. From east to west, from north to south. ये फिल्म एक कमाल बिजनेस कर रही है. मुझे समझ में ही नहीं आ रहा है कि ऐसा बिजनेस. और ये यू नो एक बहुत अच्छी बात ये है कि अच्छी बात भी और बुरी बात भी है. अच्छी बात ये है कि हमें पता चल रहा है कि आज की तारीख में एक दिन में एक फिल्म 80 करोड़ का बिजनेस भी कर सकती है, या कल 90 भी कर सकती है और 100 करोड़ भी कर सकती है एक ही दिन में. और इससे बिजनेस में बहुत बढ़ोतरी देखी गई है. the volume of business has increased by leaps and bounds. अब इसके साथ साथ एक नेगेटिव बात भी है. पुष्पा का इतना कामयाब होना कई एक्टर्स को नाइटमेयर आ गए होंगे. सॉरी, फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में कई प्रोड्यूसर्स को पसीने छूट गए होंगे. क्यों कि भाई अब, या डायरेक्टर्स के खासकर, अब ये जो फिल्म इतना बिजनेस कर रही है, हमें भी उस लेवल पे जाना है. और ये सिर्फ मैं मुंबई के एक्टर्स की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. जो पैन इंडिया एक्टर्स हैं वो भी सोच रहे होंगे कि भाई अभी अल्लू अर्जुन ने ये चौका नहीं छक्का नहीं, इसने स्टेडियम के बाहर ही बॉल फेंक दिया है, तो अब हमको चौका या छक्का मारना नहीं, हमको भी वही करना पड़ेगा. कोई भी एक्टर हो, चाहे वो तेलुगु इंडस्ट्री का हो, तमिल का हो, मलयालम का हो या कन्नड़ा का हो, या किसी भी क्षेत्र से हो. हिंदी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में तो भाई मैं कहूंगा कि वो तो सब शॉक्ड हो गए होंगे कि ऐसे नंबर्स भी आ सकते हैं. हाँ, शाहरुख खान ऐसे नंबर्स लेकर आए थे, बट देन आई हैव ऑलवेज सेड कि शाहरुख खान इज नंबर 1 टू नंबर 10. उनका कोई मुकाबला नहीं है. हिंदुस्तान में नंबर 1 टू नंबर 5, ओवरसीज में नंबर 1 टू नंबर 10. आई स्टैंड बाय दैट स्टेटमेंट. ही इज the biggest crowd puller we have in India today. Having said that, the numbers of Pushpa are extraordinary. They are record shattering and they are historic. Everything is fine. And Allu Arjun is a superstar. In the Hindi belt also. I feel that, you know, the kind of, you know, he is a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
There's no denying that.
Yeah.
Pushpa as well as Pushpa 2 prove this fact. But as I always say, that, you know, you need to get those numbers. And when people watch him on screen, and there are certain moments in the film, I don't want to reveal those moments, because those people who have not watched it will not really will feel offended. But I feel that there are certain moments in the film, from the interval point to the finale, where an action sequence is happening, or to a song post-interval. I think he is, I can guarantee you, अगर पुष्पा की स्क्रिप्ट किसी मुंबई के एक्टर को सुनाई गई होती ना, अधिकतम लोग उसे रिजेक्ट कर दिया होता. और उन्होंने राइटर को कहा होता, ये जिस दरवाजे से आए हो उस दरवाजे से बाहर निकलो. दूसरी बात, अगर किसी एक्टर ने गलती से हाँ भी बोल दिया होता तो उसने शूटिंग में इतने चेंजेस कराए होते, चाहे वो डायलॉग में हो, चाहे वो सीन में हो, और उसे अगर कहा गया होता कि आपको साड़ी पहननी है और डांस करना है, या आपको एंड में साड़ी पहन के एक्शन करना है, तो वो बोलते ये क्या कर रहे हैं आप, क्या बोल रहे हैं आप। शाबाशी और सलाम है अल्लू अर्जुन को। और तीसरी बात, अगर उस एक्टर ने वो चेंजेस भी करवा लिए होते और फिर भी फिल्म कर दी होती, तो एडिटिंग टेबल पे जाके और चेंजेस करता। तो जो राइटर और डायरेक्टर का विजन होता था, जो शुरुआत में पेपर पे लिखा गया था और जो इवेंचुअली पर्दे पे आता होगा, वो बिल्कुल जमीन और आसमान का फर्क होगा। तो इसीलिए बॉम्बे के जो एक्टर्स हैं, मुंबई के जो एक्टर्स हैं, दे हैव टू बी मोर गट्सी। आज दिस इज अ साइन, दिस इज ही इज अ ग्रेट एक्टर, यस, बट ही इज अ वेरी करेजियस एक्टर, ही इज अ वेरी ब्रेव एक्टर। आई वुड से अल्लू अर्जुन इज अ वेरी ब्रेव एक्टर टू चूज अ रोल लाइक दिस.
True.
To tell the director, yes, I surrender myself to your thought and your ideas, and I am going to do that.
Right.
Not many actors would do that. Not many actors would do that, because to get into a zone like that, to do a desi entertainer, he's a good looking man.
Yeah.
But look at his character. He's gone into the character. And when I was watching Pushpa 2. Not for once did I feel that I am watching Allu Arjun.
Yeah.
I felt कि मैं पुष्पा राज को देख रहा हूँ. मैंने एक दिन पहले फिल्म देखी थी पुष्पा, शाम के वक्त, मीडिया स्क्रीनिंग से पहले, एंड उसके बाद मेरी अल्लू अर्जुन से बात हुई थी.
Okay.
So I told him, I said, अर्जुन, आपकी जो परफॉर्मेंस है वो एक टेक्स्ट बुक के समान है. Every actor should watch this film.
Wow.
कि इससे परफॉर्मेंस होती है, ये परफॉर्मेंस होती है, और ये परफॉर्मेंस कितनी जरूरी है फॉर एवरी एक्टर टू नो एंड लर्न कि दिस इज हाउ यू परफॉर्म इन अ फिल्म.
True. Since his per day collections are much bigger than, say, a Jawan and a Pathan also, why in this year we can't say he's bigger than Shah Rukh Khan?
See, Shah Rukh Khan, there is consistency.
Many years of work.
Yeah, there's Pathan as well as Jawan, which have both delivered 500 crores. Yes, this film is going on some crazy level right now. I'm not denying that. But it's a bit too early to compare him with Shah Rukh Khan. Shah Rukh Khan, the numbers in overseas are huge again for both the films.
Correct.
So let's not get into that zone also. But I feel that Allu Arjun today is miles and miles ahead of his contemporaries. And the kind of performances delivered in Pushpa 2 reserve all the awards for him. I told him this also.
Okay.
I said, and which I wrote also, deserve all the awards of 2024 for Allu Arjun. This is the performance of the year.
Wow.
And what a performance. I mean, you just, आप क्या कहें, आप स्पीचलेस हो जाते हैं ऐसी लाजवाब परफॉर्मेंस को देखकर.
राइट.
इसकी जितनी तारीफ की जाए, मैं शायद जितनी तारीफ भी करूं अल्लू अर्जुन के परफॉर्मेंस की, वो कम होगी.
राइट.
क्योंकि सामने है.
राइट. पुष्पा 2 has given us an idea of the potential of the business that's still there today.
Yeah.
So where do you think this will go? What kind of numbers are we looking at?
Well, it all depends, And mind you, ये जो पुष्पा रिलीज हुई है, और ये फिल्म इंडस्ट्री वाले सुन ले जो कहते हैं कि अगले साल की सारी हॉलीडेज और फेस्टिवल की डेट्स ब्लॉक हो गई है. सबसे पहले वो ब्लॉक करते हैं. बाहुबली 2 मेरा मतलब है, बहुत बड़ी हिट थी, ब्लॉकबस्टर. संजू राजकुमार ईरानी की ब्लॉकबस्टर थी. एनिमल रणबीर कपूर की ब्लॉकबस्टर थी. और अब पुष्पा 2 ये भी ब्लॉकबस्टर ही है. ये चारों फिल्मों का नाम मैं इसलिए ले रहा हूँ क्योंकि ये चारों फिल्में नॉन हॉलीडे पे लगी है.
वाओ.
ना फेस्टिवल था, ना छुट्टियां थी, ना कोई सेलिब्रेशन था. ये फिल्म जब देखने आए लोग तो ऑटोमेटिकली सेलिब्रेशन शुरू हो गया.
फिल्म्स ओनली द फेस्टिवल.
तो कहने का मतलब ये, यानी द इंडस्ट्री, ऐसे बहुत सारे एग्जांपल्स, आई कैन गो ऑन विद सो मेनी मोर एग्जांपल्स, बट आई जस्ट विश टू ऐड हियर दैट हम जो कहते हैं कि फेस्टिवल पे चलती है फिल्में, नॉन हॉलीडेज पे चलती है. But these four examples are big examples.
Very big examples.
And they've done wonders at the box office. So have conviction in your film. The kind of confidence in your film has to be there, and of course the film needs to be strong enough to convince and impress the viewers completely, so that they come for a repeat viewing. Repeat viewing se hi filmein chalti hai. That's very important.
Correct. This is a personal observation that, and there was a time when we would look at the biggest films. There would be a Three Idiots, there would be a DDLJ, there would be so many different kind of examples. Today, when I go to a cinema hall, there's only action and violence. ट्रेलर भी आएगा तो बेबी जॉन का आएगा, उसके साथ छावा का आएगा, and then I'm watching Pushpa 2. For an audience that likes love stories or anything, is this a huge change that we are seeing? Is it a phase?
I guess ऐसी बात नहीं है कि we are seeing a huge change, but ये एक दौर आता है हर हमेशा after a period of time. अब जैसे horror comedies बहुत announce हो रही है, a lot of people are working on it. I know, and then वो एक नया शुरू हो जाएगा. And then action films. Now raw action has come. पहले भी action फिल्में बनती थी. I'm not denying that. But I think Animal के बाद something has changed.
Right.
So when you look at Pushpa 2 also, there's a lot of rawness in it. Raw action also. And I think somewhere in the future, you're going to see a lot of those kind of films where the action is very raw and brutal. I don't know. I haven't watched Baby John yet. But I've seen the original film, and it was a well-made masala and good entertainer. I'm not denying that, but I'm sure इसमें भी action को होना पड़ेगा. Now the thing is कि people are bound to come. People are definitely going to compare with your previous, with the previous film, be it Animal, be it Pushpa. कि जब आप आएंगे, आपकी नई फिल्म आएगी और अगर वो action film है, so people are bound to draw parallels with those films. And well, ये एक एडवांटेज हो सकता है क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं अगर आपकी फिल्म 19-20 भी हुई तो people might not like it, but let's see. Having said that, देखते हैं क्या होता है. But in the future you will see a lot of action announcements coming in, a lot of action films happening, and a lot of franchise being announced. And arriving in our cinema halls.
ये सब साउथ में बहुत चला और उन्होंने बहुत पैसे बनाए. Is that something कि आप producers here thought कि यार let's make this, मुझे भी action film बनानी है?
But action film में, if they are delivering those numbers, so कौन नहीं बनाना चाहेगा?
Correct.
आज मुंजिया चली है, आज स्त्री 2 चली है. Then after that there is this movie भूल भुलैया 3 again. एंड एक शैतान भी थी, वो हॉरर थी, कॉमेडी नहीं थी, वो सुपरनैचुरल थी थोड़ी. सो जब ये फिल्में चल जाती है ना और एक ही साल में, देन यू आर एनकरेज टू मेक दोस काइंड ऑफ फिल्म्स. यू टेल योर राइटर्स और योर कलीग्स टू वर्क ऑन दोस काइंड ऑफ स्टोरीज.
राइट.
बट आई थिंक नाउ we'll see a lot many interesting films happening.
Right. Since we are close to the release of Baby John, Varun has not done something that people have spoken about in a long time. What are your expectations? At least behind it?
So. Yeah, at least behind it, that adds to the project. And also, I feel that Varun, I think this is his first out and out action film.
Right. Yeah, he did Citadel, which was OTT web series.
Yes, but for a feature film.
Feature film, absolutely, yeah.
And I think knowing Italy, he would have made a completely entertaining package. As I said, I haven't watched the film, so I don't really know. I watched the original, so I would like to see what changes they've made in the Hindi version. And I'm again referring to the original film because it's out in the public domain, and the makers themselves have spoken about it. So there's nothing to hide there. But I feel that Italy must have. I have confidence in it.
Nice. You saw the trailer of Chhaava. What is your expectation from that?
Yes, I have seen that. Have you watched it?
Yes, it's many times.
I love the trailer. And in fact, Chhaava was supposed to clash with Pushpa 2. And I'm glad that they didn't clash. So a lot of people must have told Dinesh Vijan not to clash with Pushpa.
Yes, yeah.
I was one of those also.
Okay.
So I told him, and he, when I saw the trailer, I said, now all the more I'll tell you, don't clash, because you've got a solid product.
Yeah, it looks.
The trailer looks great. Why do you want to, आपका जो potential होगा, शायद 200 करोड़ का होगा, 150 करोड़ का होगा, 300 करोड़ का होगा, जो भी होगा, वक्त आएगा तब पता चलेगा. Why do you want to, lower it by clashing?
Correct.
वही screen shows, वही झगड़े होंगे, वही negativity होगी, और उसकी wave, I said, पुष्पा wave कमाल की है, जो है.
बिल्कुल.
आज हम देख रहे हैं, जब आ गई है थिएटर्स में, सिनेमा घरों में आ गई है, you can see the reaction of people. I see those YouTube videos, I see the feedback of people. I'm amazed.
My God.
I'm amazed. मुझे ही बहुत पसंद आई थी. But I feel क्या मैंने यही फिल्म देखी है जो इन्होंने भी देखी है, क्योंकि ये जो reaction दे रहे हैं, but then that is the real reaction.
Correct. To watch it at Gate, you will get that reaction.
और मैंने तो खैर एक प्रीव्यू थिएटर में देखी है. उन्होंने तो वो तो थिएटर में गए हैं और एक वो 600, 700, 1000 लोगों के साथ देख रहे हैं और मजा ले रहे हैं. So you can just imagine.
जहाँ पर ये सब रिलीज हो रही है, साइड पे री रिलीजेस आ रही है. कल हो ना हो, Taran Arjun. Are there people really going for these? Is there a market for these?
Well, I think I've said this before. ये नया ट्रेंड तो है नहीं. ये 70s और 80s में भी होता था. And हम उसे उस वक्त री-इशू मार्केट कहते थे, री-इशू राइट्स कहते थे. And that was a big market. And a lot of films used to be re-released and they did well at the box office also. But in today's time, there was Tumbad which really worked, and then there was Rockstar, if I'm not mistaken. There was Laila Majnu, which, unfortunately, Taran Arjun didn't get those numbers. Though it had a very wide release and two major stars. It was a massive hit when it released, but not during the re-release. It was below expectations. And then I'm sure there would be other films also. But I feel that going forward, you'd be competing with. By the way, Kal Ho Na also did very well at multiplexes. But going forward, I think it's going to be a very tough thing for re-releases, because there are a lot many films coming in 2025, and the scarcity of theaters, जो हमने इस साल देखा था, would not be there in 2025. So to get those theaters and the shows and the screens and everything is going to be very difficult for repeat runs.
Franchises are here to stay in the near future, because every actor wants कि मेरी फिल्म एक franchise बन जाए, I'll sail through 4-5 years.
Yes. एक hit आती है, then वो automatically franchise बन जाती है. I remember Harmesh Malhotra had made a film called Nagina.
Yes.
Then with Sridevi, Rishi Kapoor and Amrish Puri, which was very popular and was a massive hit at that point of time. And then he made Nigahein, which was not a sequel, but to an extent was part 2 of what Nagina was. And I'd asked Harmesh ji at that point of time, I said, ये ऐसा क्यों? इंडिया में कौन देखना चाहेगा? But this was in the 90s, I guess. 80s, 90s or whatever. I don't remember the year. And today we are sitting in 2024, at the end of 2024, and stepping into 2025, and I feel franchises are the most convenient thing for an actor to opt for, because you are short of an audience, you are short of recall value, you don't have to explain to them what the film is all about. आज भूल भुलैया देखने जा रहे हैं तो आपको पता है कि भाई ये हॉरर कॉमेडी है और ये रू बाबा है, so you know those characters. And ditto for when you go to see a Singham, you know that Ajay Devgan is going to play that cop in the film. So it makes it much more easier. So I think going forward, you'll be hearing a lot many announcements, and 2025 is filled with franchise. Yes.
What is Ranbir Kapoor's filmography and slate looking like?
Well, every time I talk about Ranbir Kapoor, and I think that he is something else. If there's one actor who I would single out from the Hindi film industry, apart from Shah Rukh and Salman, and the mass power that they have, it's Ranbir Kapoor.
Wow. He's proven it.
He's proven it. With due respect to all his contemporaries, and I would like to name them: Ranveer Singh, Kartik, Aaryan, Varun Dhawan, Siddharth Malhotra,
Tiger Shroff, and all
Tiger
the
Shroff. Sorry, all you guys. Ranbir Kapoor is miles ahead of you all. So I don't want to be politically correct and not name them. So let me name them. And I feel that Ranbir Kapoor की जो जो एनिमल में परफॉर्मेंस थी, when you look at his filmography, his body of work, be it Sanju, yeah, be it Barfi, be it Animal, yes, you will see the range of an actor, especially Animal. I was, same time last year, I was operated upon. I had a surgery, major surgery, and I could not watch Animal in the theaters.
Right.
So I watched it on the digital platform this year, and I watched it 4 times. And I must tell you this, Rohit, that every time I watch it, I realize that something new I have explored. And I told this to Sandeep Reddy Vanga when I met him. I said, I feel it's a great film. So I loved it. मुझे लगता है एनिमल एक बेहतरीन फिल्म है और ये मेरा ओपिनियन है. आपको ना पसंद हो शायद, मैं रिस्पेक्ट करता हूँ. मुझे पसंद नहीं, मुझे बेहद पसंद आई है. You want to judge me? Judge me. I don't care. But जो बिजनेस एनिमल ने किया है, 2 सीन्स एनिमल के बार बार देखता हूँ. एक पर्टिकुलर सीक्वेंस में रणबीर अपनी बहन के पास आता है और अपने जीजा को देख रहा है, म्यूजिक चल रहा है, एंड पिताजी जो हैं अनिल कपूर वो बाजू में खड़े हैं, वो देख रहे हैं कि ये क्यों इसके गले लगा रहा है. कोई डायलॉग नहीं है, पर नजरों से बातें हो रही है. वो एक पावरफुल एक्टर की निशानी.
एब्सोल्युटली.
दूसरा सीन जब वो रोल रिवर्सल होता है एंड में, जब वो कहता है कि अनिल कपूर के साथ वो दृश्य है, वो कहते हैं कि कुछ देर के लिए आप मैं आप बनता हूँ और आप मैं बन जाइए. एंड ही सेज कि सुन रहा हूँ ना, मैं बहरा नहीं हूँ. दैट पर्टिकुलर सीन, माय गॉड, मतलब मैं बोल रहा हूँ, मेरे रोंगटे खड़े हो गए. एक एक्टर का रेंज. इवन संजू, इनफैक्ट आई हैपेंड टू वॉच इट अगेन ऑन सम टाइम बैक, एंड उस वक्त तो देखा था जब ये फिल्म रिव्यू की थी, बट उसके बाद जब मैंने अभी रिसेंटली देखी, एंड आई एम वंडरिंग, रणबीर इज अ, वो उस वक्त भी अपने कंटेम्पररी से माइल्स है. So when he's got that lineup of Ramayan coming in, Ramayan is a big film as well. Then there is of course Sanjay Leela Bhansali's, and I'm so happy that he's doing Sanjay Leela Bhansali's film. Because and I told this to Sanjay, I said that the coming of 2 powerful talents and 2 powerhouses actually. Not 2, but there's Alia Bhatt also, there's Vicky Kaushal also, but to have Sanjay directing Ranveer again, it's Sanjay Leela Bhansali is an absolute genius. Right. And जब वो फिल्म बनाते हैं तो वो कोई अलग ही फिल्म बनाते हैं, लीक से हटकर बनाते हैं.
Right. And he also said Animal Park will also come.
Animal Park is also coming, and later, I think Ramayan Part 2 is also coming. And so I think that's उसका जो लाइनअप है रणवीर का, उनका जो लाइनअप है वो जबरदस्त है.
Right. Ranveer Singh's anything you're looking forward to? What does it look like, his filmography?
Well, Ranveer Singh is doing a film with Aditya Dhar.
Yes.
And though it's not titled yet, but I'm looking forward to that. Right. My only request to Ranveer Singh, Ranveer is a great talent also. But the thing is that he needs to concentrate and make it more. He needs to be more focused on his work instead of various things that he does. I mean, of course, it's his life and he's entitled to lead the way he wants to. I'm not denying that. I'm not disputing that. But as a person who's admired his work in many films, including Padmavat, I think, which when he came with Sanjay Leela Bhansali, and Padmavat was the peak. Yeah. I think he needs to, and Simba also, I loved him in Simba.
He's amazing.
But he needs to concentrate completely on his work instead of the other, instead of those photo shoots and something which I don't, on a personal level, I don't like.
There were Khans and there's Hrithik Roshan came, and now you always speak about Ranbir Kapoor and his talent. Is there a next superstar that you have seen some potential?
Ranbir Kapoor. It brings me back to just one person. Unfortunately, we don't have that kind of, those kind of actors who have the reach in Kartik has got that. He has taken that step forward. He's reached out to the masses in Bhool Bhulaiya 3.
Right.
So he's there. But the thing is to that consistency जो होना है ना. My only request to Ranveer is my only request कि आप जग्गा जासूस जैसी क्रैप फिल्में नहीं करें. ऐसी हॉरिबल फिल्में करेंगे तो आपकी फिल्मोग्राफी पे दाग लगता जाएगा. और जो आपने इतनी मेहनत की है और जो इतनी जिस मकाम पे आज पहुंचे हैं, ऐसी फिल्में, ऐसी वाहियात फिल्में आपको वापस नीचे लेके जाएगी. So it's better that he doesn't work in those kind of films. He works in films that take him to the masses, to the audience. आप फिल्में किसके लिए बना रहे हैं?
Right.
आप फिल्में ऑडियंस के लिए बना रहे हैं. और यही प्रॉब्लम हमारे फिल्म मेकर्स का है, अधिकतम फिल्म मेकर्स का, कि हम, और that's the reason why South is scoring.
Right, yeah.
क्यों? क्योंकि वो हमें हमारा देसी मनोरंजन दे रहे हैं. आज पुष्पा इस देसी मनोरंजन. भाई मैंने हमेशा कहा है कि मुझे देसी खाना पसंद है. और अगर आप मुझे फ्रेंच और इटालियन और स्पेनिश खाना देंगे तो मेरे गले से नहीं उतरेगा. तो हमारे मुंबई बेस्ड मेकर्स जो है वो वही कर रहे हैं. देसी एंटरटेनमेंट ही चलता है, चलता आया है, चलता रहेगा. ये हिंदुस्तान है. यहाँ पर हमारी तरह हमें जो पसंद है वो फिल्में हम देखना पसंद करेंगे. आपको हॉलीवुड फिल्में देखनी है, जरूर देखिए, बट अधिकतम दर्शक, a majority of audience wants to watch Hindustani films,
right?
Desi films.
Everybody says that true stardom is when an actor's flop film opens to big numbers.
Yes.
What is the biggest number of their flop film, biggest opening? Is that
this is to be a statement for Amitabh Bachchan.
Yeah. Okay.
In the 1980s.
Wow. Okay.
उनकी जो फ्लॉप फिल्में होती थी वो कई एक्टर्स की हिट से बड़ी खुलती
थी. Okay. हाँ.
And used to collect more. And जो क्रेज अमिताभ बच्चन ने देखा है, आई थिंक नाउ शाहरुख खान में मैं देखता हूँ कि वो ट्रेंड सलमान खान ने भी अभी रिसेंटली देखा था. बट आज की तारीख में बिकॉज ऑफ सोशल मीडिया द वर्ड ऑफ माउथ इतने जल्दी स्प्रेड होता है, आँख से ज़्यादा तेज फैलता है. सो अगर आपको आपने समझ लीजिए किसी का भाई किसी की जान देखी है, सलमान की फिल्म, और आपको पसंद नहीं आई पहले दिन ही, तो आपने इमीडिएटली सोशल मीडिया पे डाल दिया, आपने व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में डाल दिया, व्हाट्सएप कर दिया अपने दोस्त या परिवार को कि नहीं, पीछे में दम नहीं है. एंड द वर्ड स्प्रेड्स इंस्टेंटली. उस वक्त ये नहीं होता था.
Correct.
तो आज की तारीख में जो बिजनेस है वो इमीडिएटली स्लाइड होना शुरू
फर्स्ट डे से
you can see the cracks coming in on the first day, but second day, third day, it goes down, and Monday onwards, so it is a different story altogether.
Right.
So I feel that आज की तारीख में सलमान, शाहरुख खान of course is in a different league. Salman is still there.
Yeah.
I hope Amir bounces back. His previous film was not up to the mark.
Yeah.
But hopefully the coming films would be interesting. But I think these actors, जो 90s के जो actors थे ना, they have that consistency.
Right.
They can bounce back.
Yeah.
Because they have reached out to the masses long back.
True. Yeah, this is how we talk about the earlier actors. ना अभी के generation के लिए ये stardom का definition हो सकता है, correct me if I'm wrong, कि when they deliver a non-franchise big opening.
Yes. Again, brings me back to Ranbir Kapoor.
Animal was not
a franchise.
Yeah.
And the forthcoming film, both the films, be it Sanjay Leela Bhansali's Love and War, and be it Ramayan, both the films are not franchise. Ramayan Part 2 would be coming in later, but this is the first part. And I think to deliver those kind of numbers in a film which is not a franchise, purely on the basis of the script, on the basis of your talent, on the director's vision. As I said, Sandeep Reddy Vanga is a genius. I think so Ranbir Kapoor is there.
Yeah.
He has delivered those numbers.
Because that was the one that delivered the numbers, because Pushpa 2, Singham and Bhool Bhulaiya all were franchise.
Yes. So, but I hope that going forward we have a lot of standalone films without the backing or without the crutches of franchise power, deliver those numbers.
Right. Lastly, what are you looking forward to in 2025? So many releases, Sikandar, Alpha, anything in particular that your eyes are on?
You know, I am a born optimist. And I look forward to every Friday.
Every Friday.
यहाँ पर तख्ता पलटते वक्त नहीं लगता और यहाँ पर शेरों को ढेर होने में वक्त नहीं लगता.
बिल्कुल.
सो जो आसमान पे बैठा होता है उसे जमीन पे आने पे वक्त नहीं लगता और जो जमीन पे होता है उसे शहंशाह बनने में वक्त नहीं लगता. सो आई जेन्युइनली फील and I hope that we get a better year next year. 2024 was good, but the ending has been superb.
Oh, it ended on a very high
It may
note.
not have started on a great note,
right?
But it's surely ending on a good note. I hope and pray, fingers crossed, that there's Mufasa which is coming in.
Yes.
There's one verse of Anil Sharma after Gadar, and there is Baby John, of course, with Varun Dhawan and Natalie, and directed by Khalees. They bring in those numbers. I hope it ends very well. But 2025, as I said, I'm a born optimist, and I feel that जो आने वाला समय है, वो उसमें काफी changes देखे जाएंगे in terms of content. I hope people get more content conscious instead of making proposals, instead of making star-driven films. Stars are important, I'm not denying that, but they need to keep the economics in check also, and also content is equally important, or more important.
Right. Great, thank you so much. Absolute insights in every interview. Thank you, Taran.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure talking to you, Rohit, and I maintain,
yes,
you're the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hi, this is Taran Adarsh and you're watching this interview on Bollywood Hungama only.